But we shift our focus to another hypocrisy. There are protests that have broken out in Jharkhand, and these are student protests. But you've not heard anyone from the opposition speak up about it. When it was in Jantar Mantar, there were multiple opposition leaders who not just reached Jantar Mantar but also extended their full support to the student protest with the highest demands of the education minister's resignation, asking a complete overhaul, big changes, the Prime Minister's apology, and the list went on, and the opposition leaders were all united. But where did this unity go when it came to the students of Jharkhand? Are the rules different when those in power are from the India bloc? That's the question, because the JPSC SSC Jharkhand student protests have entered their 9th day. For 9 days now, the students have been protesting. They're demanding a CBI probe into examination irregularities. Paper leak controversy is the same as we saw in Jantar Mantar. Students were protesting over paper leaks. In Jharkhand as well, it's the same story. The students are protesting. They're saying that papers have been leaked. There should be a re-examination. There should be a CBI probe. And yet nobody from the India bloc seems to have spoken up. And there is no protest support that has come in from the opposition. So the question is it about who is in power? Is that what decides whether the opposition extends its support or not? Tuhin Sinha, national spokesperson of the BJP, stays with us. Nikhil Jain, political analyst, is also with us. Neelam Mishra of the JMM joins us on the broadcast. Thank you for joining us. I want to start with Nikhil on this, because you were talking about hypocrisy and whatnot in the previous debate. Is this not hypocrisy as well, when suddenly the opposition goes silent? For 9 days, these students have been protesting and there's no word of support that has come from the opposition.
Prathibha, it would be hypocrisy on the part of the Congress or any other opposition party if they were to start calling these protesters as anti-nationals being funded by George Soros or China or US or this or that. I will strongly publicly make my opinion known. Whatever irregularities, paper leaks or wrongdoings are found in the JPSC paper, they should be investigated by the right authorities. People should be put to task. Resignation should happen. And if there is any culpability or gross incompetence on the part of the political leaders, even if it is the Chief Minister of the state,
why has
they
Rahul
should
Gandhi
resign.
not spoken up? He was doing Chhatron ki Goonj, he was talking to students. Why has Rahul Gandhi not reached the protest site?
No, Rahul Gandhi, I'm sure. First of all, Rahul Gandhi is not going to do protests on whichever issue the BJP feels he should. Rahul Gandhi chose to raise the voice of the students. But will he do
protest on what the students feel, or even that is dependent on which state they belong to?
No, Prathibha, but the question still remains that the same BJP that was calling students protesting against paper leaks as anti-nationals and funded by China and US and George Soros and political and this and that are today now protesting against this Jharkhand paper leak. I am nowhere denying that there has been no leak. See, this is the difference between the opposition and the BJP. I can sit here and say that whoever has done wrong, they should resign even if it is the Chief Minister. I'm sure Ratan Sharda or somebody from the BJP ecosystem can never say that whenever a paper leak happens in a Rajasthan or a Madhya Pradesh or under Dharmendra Pradhan.
We saw what happened in Punjab. The Chief Minister came on record and said there's no question of a resignation because this was not a case of paper leak. Nikhil Jain, hold on just a moment. JMM's Neelam Mishra is also on the broadcast with us. And Neelam Mishra ji, is there going to be a resignation? Because the students are now demanding that there should be accountability and transparency.
Ma'am, first of all, I would strongly, say regarding what is happening in Jharkhand, in our state, right? So soon as Honorable Chief Minister, when he got information that some mal practices has taken place in JPSC examination, immediately overnight he took action by CID along with the administration. And CID took all the papers, documents from the JPSC office under their control. Okay. JPSC president had to resign overnight, right? And all the JPSC members were brought under investigation. And I would say this was the historical action, historical step, I would say, because it has happened for the first time in India. Right? So, JPSC president has already resigned, ma'am.
Okay. So, will the education minister resign?
No, education minister is not responsible at all, because it's a very individual and very separate part, independent part. JPSC is a individual body, I would say.
Okay.
That's why the education
So
minister
Nikhil Jain,
is
how does it work? We just want to understand how it actually works, because in Punjab as well, this was the very answer that was given by the education minister, that it doesn't come under my department, plus it's not a paper leak. Now in Jharkhand as well, it's the same answer, that why should the education minister resign?
No, Prathibha, the point is about accountability. You've already had the person on the JMM tell you that the JPSC chairman has been made to resign. Now, this is the difference. When the NEET paper leak happened, at first the government denied that a paper leak has happened. After much evidence came into public light, they had to finally admit that a paper leak has happened. The NTA chairman, the body which conducts the paper leak, that chairman was never made to resign for the first few weeks, and his department was only shunted out of the department much later. What has happened in Jharkhand is, the moment the news of the paper leak has come out, within days you've had the chairman of the JPSC, who is a constitutional post by the way, he's been made to resign. That's the whole point. Agar NTA chairman would have resigned in May
was shunted out, and you said that no, the education minister must go. Tuin Sinha, has the BJP noted the differences? In Punjab it's a different story, in Jharkhand it's a different story, in Karnataka it's a different story. There's no comparison to Jantar Mantar.
Well, Prathibha, the hypocrisy and the defiance of this opposition is very, very amusing. So when Nikhil says that Rahul Gandhi will choose where he decides to protest, he's indirectly saying that wherever Rahul Gandhi cannot piggyback on CJP, he is incapable of starting an original protest. It's as simple as that. Rahul Gandhi needs to piggyback on somebody, and I think CJP has decided not. So Rahul Gandhi has reduced himself to a stooge of CJP. Now, I heard the JMM, representative also. She says education minister is not responsible. So how is the education minister responsible in the center? Now, allow me to, to tell you how grievous the charges are. There are two exams at stake. One is the JPSC examinations, where there is the allegation is of OMR sheet manipulation. Again, the somebody who has been originally found to be, one of the culprits is somebody close to the CMO. And the second involves the JSSC, which is Jharkhand Staff Selection Commission, CGL, which is the graduate level entrance exam, where many of the students come from very poor families. The charges over there. Admit cards have been found in very large numbers in the house of one of the marketing managers of the agency which was conducting the exams. And in fact, one of the employees of the agency has passed the examination without actually appearing. So imagine the kind of discrepancies which is taking place under Hemant Soren's watch. And, the opposition condones it by saying that we will protest where we want to. The education minister is not involved. These are direct scams being perpetrated by the Chief Minister's office and happening under his watch. And I think, if they don't protest, then obviously the country is watching their hypocrisy. Good luck to them.
Okay, so Neelam Mishra, the students, if they demand a resignation, or say if Congress party comes out and demands a resignation of the education minister, will the JMM give in? Where is the Congress party on this? And, you're saying that secretaries have been shunted out or action has been taken against the officials, but the stand of the opposition was completely different in Delhi.
Ma'am, I would say regarding Jharkhand only, because the matter is students should not come under the politics, I would say, because every students are same. Whether it is from Jantar Mantar or any corner of India. Students are students. We should always support them. We should always help them. So we were there in Jantar Mantar also with the student. We were standing throughout. And in Jharkhand, our government, along with all the...
So Nikhil Jain, if students are same in Jharkhand and in Delhi and across the country, why are the rules different? Why is it that the Congress party will pick and choose where they want to be? Why is it that the resignation is demanded based on where the students are based out of?
Jharkhand is entirely... Yeah. You have to understand that what action has been taken by the Jharkhand government.
Okay, you're taking action. You're saying action has been taken. My question to Nikhil Jain is that action enough on some officials who have been pulled up, or some action being taken against the officials? Is that enough for the students in Jharkhand? Are rules different?
Prathibha, precisely the point that I'm trying to make, that here in the first few days you've had the JPSC chairman being shunted out. The BJP will not understand how big a deal that is. That is a constitutional position, and I'm again sitting here and saying that if indeed there is any culpability or extreme incompetence on the part of the Education Minister, the Chief Minister Hemant Soren ji, I'm sure there would be opposition asking for him to resign as well. But nobody is asking that at the moment, because he's taken prompt action. He's not tried to deny the paper leak.
So then why
you
are
have
the protests happening? It's a 9th day of the protest.
You students have the right to protest. This is the difference. This is the difference. Pratibha, this is the difference. You have the ruling party of the state, their spokesperson sitting on your chair and saying students have the right to protest. She's not calling them anti-national. She's not calling for them to be tear gassed. She's not justifying their sexual assault. None has happened, but she's not calling for any of that. She's simply saying accountability will be fixed. Some of it has been fixed. More investigation is following. The reason the students of the country got riled up against the BJP and Dharmendra Pradhan is because they were refusing any accountability. Their starting point was to say no paper leak has happened. This is the difference. Had Hemant Soren government acted in the same manner.
Okay, unfortunately we're running out of time. I want to take closing thoughts from Tuhin Sinha. They say that Jharkhand is different because swift action has been taken.
No, I don't know what Nikhil is talking today, because, officially the paper leak in the NEET case was acknowledged, if I'm not mistaken, on the 12th or 13th of May, and he said we never acknowledged it. So I don't know what he's talking today, but I will tell you what is the difference between the student protest in Jharkhand and the one which took place in Delhi. The one which is taking place in Jharkhand, you speak to, you listen to the plight of those students. Those are real students who come from very poor families. Some of them have sold their limited land. Some of them have sold their mother's jewelry just to make a career, and Jharkhand government has looted them. Unlike the ones protesting in the cockroaches protesting in Delhi, they don't get a free stock of food from some unknown delivery app. You look at the food they are eating. They are struggling to get 2 meals a day, and yet they are. It has taken them 9 days, 9 whole days, and that also responsible media like Times Now to raise their issues. Otherwise, the liberal media, the leftist media would have completely ignored them. This is the core difference over here.
But even then, even after 9 days, the government has made it clear that there will be no resignation. Let's see if the fate of the students is any different. But any statement from the Congress, Rahul Gandhi, who says that he has been fighting for the students across the country, and others will be watched very, very closely. We'll have to leave it at that. And thanking Tuhin, Nikhil and Neelam ji for joining us on the broadcast. With that, a short break.